Hey guys, welcome to the show. Today we have Elexis and Brayden Stringer, and a big reason why I wanted to interview this couple is because I saw Brayden's viral video of him seeing Alexis's engagement ring for the first time, and it looks like they've garnered about 7.1 million views on TikTok just on that video alone, which is pretty impressive. I'm sure many of you who are listening have seen this already, but if not, we'll link it in the show notes. But let me go ahead and just read their bio at the top of the show. So, Alexis and Brayden dated in high school, young and full of dreams, sharing laughter, late night talks, and memories. Life had its plans, and as they grew, they went their separate ways, carrying with them the love and lessons of their time together. Years passed, but fate wasn't finished with them yet. 2 years ago, as if the universe had been patiently waiting, their paths crossed again. This time, the couple knew what they had wasn't just a fleeting chapter, it was a whole story waiting to be written. Now, here they are, committed to forever. Every moment apart led them back to this one, and they wouldn't change a single page. So, welcome to the show, you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Alexis, I love how you wrote that bio. It just like gives me chills, just like through how you guys met and everything. And so maybe in you guys' own words, like tell us how that meeting happened in high school and kind of how you found your way back to each other.
Babe, I'll let you start.
Yeah, let the sales guy start, of course. The first time we met, we were at a pool party in, I want to say it was seventh grade, I believe.
No
Quote me if
way.
I'm wrong, Lex. I think it was seventh grade. We were at a pool party. We had one mutual friend. She went to a different middle school than me. We showed up. A couple of the cool, quote unquote, cool kids from Spillane had got invited over to this Smith pool party, and I don't know. I saw her, and I was like,
Mhm.
I think she's pretty. And in my total seventh grade
Aw.
boy mind, she had a blue bikini on. She was like the only. I always joke she's like the only Hispanic girl there. So she was the one who like stood out to me, and so yeah, I don't know if we like fully talked. We definitely spoke words that night to each other. Like we said like hi or like hey or like some like little innocent middle school introduction, but that was kind of like the first initial like I'd say talking point between us. That sounds about right. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I definitely have the same story. So, how I remember it is I actually was really good friends with this girl in middle school. And she was like, I want to introduce you to this guy that I'm talking to. And it actually ended up being Brayden. So, as her as my friend, I was like, oh, I have to support her. This guy's so cute. But, I had never heard of them dating anything after that. So, he was just kind of like the cute guy in my mind from then. And we ended up going to the same high school, and he was just kind of like, we had that thing where we knew each other were cute. We kind of were scared to have conversation. I definitely was. Um, and he was just like very popular kid. He had a lot of friends and he grew up with everybody in that area. And I was a transfer, so I was new to the area.
Hmm.
And so he was kind of intimidating in my opinion, and I just kind of thought he was cute from afar. We didn't actually start dating until junior year. He was like, let me take you on a date. So I finally gave in and it went really well. And then I just kind of wasn't interested until, so he was like really persistent after that because
Aw.
I think I wasn't interested. But it's not that I wasn't interested, I was just scared of him. So,
She's playing hard to get. That was what she was doing.
Right? Yeah.
yeah, so
Yeah.
he stood his ground, and we went on like a couple dates after that, and he officially asked me to be his girlfriend, and that started like a roller coaster of our whole entire journey and how we got here.
Wow. Oh my gosh. So it all
Yeah.
started in seventh grade and then it became official like in high school. And
Yeah.
then, yeah, then you guys kind of like both went your separate ways. But then, so then it was like just 2 years ago that you reconnected. Is that right?
Yeah, so we
Wow.
were about 16 when we started dating, like officially in high school. And I think we were just always really young, trying to like enjoy our youth, but knew we kind of had something for each other. So they were like, we were just each other's person who we couldn't leave alone. And at first, when you're young, you just think like maybe it's just a me being young thing, but it was 18 years old, and then it was 19, and then it was 20, and so forth. And we decided to like officially try again, like full on boyfriend girlfriend when we were 25 years old. And so that's what, kind of led us to here. We were in our 20s, we had our careers started, we were a lot more serious and we're ready to like settle down. And I think like we started having like the marriage conversation and it was a lot more real than before. We were just, immature kids, I think.
My gosh, that's exciting though. Oh, I
Yeah.
love your journey. It's so good. And then, okay, so then it starts getting really serious. And you guys have a daughter too, right? Like when
Yeah.
does she come into the mix?
Yeah. Brayden, do you want to start?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I, how do I explain? Yeah, I was saying just explain how it is. So yeah, when I went to Texas State University, I ended up having a little girl while I was there. Not fully planned at all.
Yeah.
Little surprise. We obviously
Oh.
love her to death now. Lex is obviously amazing with her. Part of the reason I ended up marrying her at the end of the day. But yeah, so little surprise that has came along and just bundle of joy now. We love her to death, right? I'm gonna
Oh.
excuse my language, a little bit of a shit show sometimes because she's 3 right now.
Totally.
So she keeps us on our toes. But yeah, so there was a little divot in the road for sure.
Yeah.
It is what it is. It happens to a lot of people. It's just part of our journey. We've kind of come to terms with it. Obviously, we're a family now. We make it
Mm-hmm.
work. But yeah, it is what it is, right? It happens
Yeah.
sometimes. Scary at that time for probably both of us. I
Yeah.
know for sure me, and I think Lex, speaking for Lex too, but I think it helped us grow at the end of the day and probably,
Mm-hmm.
helped us out in the long run in terms of maturing and things like that. So it's been good in the long run though.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think a lot of
definitely.
people have looked at my social media and are kind of confused. And I think that's kind of why I've decided to like share our journey, even though we're not like major influencers or anything, because we did have 7 million people view our video and they're just interested in, how have you guys been together 11 years? How do you have a 3-year-old, but you're a bonus mom? Like, how it just doesn't make sense. But yeah, basically, one night stands happen, and that's basically what it was. But I think honestly, she's the reason why we got back together. I think it
Mm-hmm.
was like a really hard time for Brayden at the time, and I again was just always that person he ran to. And I think we kind of helped each other like heal from what we thought was like the end of the world at the time. Um, and like he mentioned, we're completely happy now. We're one big family when we have her, and she loves when she comes with us. And um, yeah, I mean, it's basically been something positive, even though it seems so negative at the time. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I think being a bonus mom is like one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. So like, I love sharing that journey because a lot of people, are confused about it and they have a lot of questions within their own journey. So, hopefully just kind of giving them like positivity that's going to be fine. It really is.
Yeah, that's so great. And I love how like open and transparent you guys are about that and just your story of how it really brought you guys closer together. And I mean, just having a child in the mix too. I mean, there's just so much love there too. And I'm
Yeah.
sure like, you having a 3-year-old now, there's like, she challenges you and teaches you things every day. I'm sure she just makes you laugh and just like makes your life so much brighter. So that's so cool.
Yes, it's
I
been
love it.
crazy that I've had a lot of women reach out to me about their stories and they're just looking for advice. And honestly, it's crazy to me how many people are in the same position in their own ways. So I think it's kind of like neat that it puts me at ease that I'm like not alone in this world, but like to them as well.
Yeah, for sure. I love that. Just being open about it and like really kind of utilizing your experience to like help other women too. I think that's really cool.
Right, right.
So, bravo for you guys. Okay, so engagement time comes.
Yeah.
And so, how does this all work? Are you guys looking at rings together? Was it a complete surprise? Like,
Yeah.
how did that all go
So
down?
That's also a funny, very confusing story. So basically, the background story of how I was so involved is I have a grandpa that passed away 5 years ago, and he was very, very close to me. It was only 5 years ago, so him and Brayden met when we were younger, and he knows how close I am with him. So we had conversations on our wedding day being April 3rd. And I knew it was going to be April 3rd, and I kind of got like his okay that it was going to be April 3rd. So I was like, okay, I'm going to plan this Vegas elopement, and then all you have to do is propose. So that was kind of his task, and he did that. He had my details. My best friend had my details. And the only reason why I knew a little bit more than the normal is because he could not figure out who to get my ring from. He didn't know what jeweler
Oh,
because it is a unique cut.
yeah.
So I do have a Dutch marquise or
Wow.
marquise, however they say it. It's
Mm-hmm.
stunning. I'm obsessed with it. But so I had to help him get link with the jeweler that I've been following for years, Golden String Jewelry. She's been amazing. And I let them have that conversation, and then I minded my business after that, and then that's how the video came and the proposal.
Oh, I love that. So you planned your elopement, your wedding first in Vegas, and then you were like, okay, it's gotta happen. Here's the timeline. Like,
Yeah,
let's
then the
get
pressure's
engaged.
on at that point.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
sure.
I've mentioned multiple times he's very type B. So he's just like last minute as he possibly can be. And that's why it's like, oh my gosh, this ring. And then I was engaged March 22nd. And then just a week or so later, they see like elopement pictures. And it was just like a lot for the internet to take at once. But
Wow.
it's been
Yeah.
funny to see everyone's
I was
reactions.
I was planning to do the actual proposal earlier, but me being a total guy and type B, whatever type B I don't even know what that means, to be honest with you. I guess just not getting things done quickly. But like me just thinking that you can get a ring to your house in a week or two, I'm like, oh yeah, this will be quick. I'll do it. And then I get the order back or the order like statement, and they're like, oh, it'll be here basically a week before you get married. And I'm like, all right, well, that's where we're at.
That's
Okay.
what it's gonna be.
I was
No other options
That's
stressed.
what it's
now.
gonna be.
Yeah.
I was just like, is he
I
not
was
going to propose to
stressing.
me?
I was
Yeah.
stressing, and then the fact that she is also asking me like, "Are we just not gonna get married?" And I'm like, "It's gonna happen. Just wait. Stop. Just wait."
I was trying to mind my business, but like my caption says on my video, like I'm so nosy. I'm very type A. I'm not planning everything, and it's like the last thing that's happening is not happening. I'm like, am
Right.
I getting stood up? Like, I just had to trust that, like, he was going to do it, and I trusted what he said. It was just probably something happening that I wasn't aware of, and, I don't have control over. So,
Yeah, you're probably like, okay, this wedding's happening. Are we even gonna have a ring at this wedding?
yes,
So,
I
yeah,
was I was so nervous. He thought like
stressing.
he was just going to show up with a ring and be like, okay, we're getting married. Like, I was like, no, I want a
Hmm.
proposal still.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So, Alexis, where did you get this idea for Brayden to create a video after he gets the ring? Have you seen it on TikTok before, or how'd that come
Yeah,
about?
so I feel bad because some people are like, oh, this is going to be the new trend, but I have seen it on TikTok before.
Mm-hmm.
And, I thought it was super cute reactions, and everyone was like leaving the other ladies positive comments, like, oh my gosh, he looks so proud of what he has done. So I was like, well, I wonder how Brayden would react. So I asked him to do it. He has been dealing with me for many years of me thinking I'm like an influencer on TikTok. So he's
I
like, oh,
love
this is
it.
just
You are.
another, I know, right? He's
Yeah.
like, this is just,
Don't tell her that,
Don't
please. I
encourage.
need any more motivation for that.
he's like, oh, this is just another one of those things. But I'm so very thankful, and I'm sure he is now, even though it was dumb at the time, that he did do it because I'm a very big memories person. I love that. Like we can look up videos and pictures and like live in the moment. And so I'm so glad that he actually did it. And
Yeah.
he sent it to me the morning after we got engaged. So I was able to
Oh,
like evaluate that, laugh at him, laugh with him, and then I just post everything on TikTok. So I was like, I'm just gonna post it,
yeah.
and it blew up next day. Crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's incredible. I mean, Yeah, Brayden, your reaction just seemed so genuine. What was it like filming that video? Bring us back.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't like being on camera, to be honest with you. I get like uncomfortable. Like even this isn't probably like the most comfortable for me because I don't know what it is about cameras, but
No, I get
um,
that.
she put me like in a, she puts me in those spots all the time, and it is what it is. I'm married to her now, so it wasn't that big of a deal. But I originally made the video not thinking that it was gonna like ever go to the public. So like I was like my probably truest form of like being just this, whatever. I don't even know what you call me, but just talking shit and,
Being
whatever.
yourself.
But
Yeah.
yeah, being myself, I guess, at the end of the day. But so when she posted, I originally was like, oh my God, like I cannot believe you put that out to the public because that's just like the most truest form. And I don't like everybody seeing like my truest form because I don't know. It's just, I guess, who I am. But yeah, honestly, it was so kind of just off cuff. Like, literally went and got the ring from that mall that day, and she told me about making this video, and I was like, I haven't recorded myself in a while. I don't even know what to say, like, do any of this. So the whole smuggling the ring in, like, at the very beginning, like, that's just something I've probably done a few times trying to hide stuff from her, and I just did it with the ring too. So it's not
That's
like the first time
hilarious.
I've done that. So that was like definitely another, I've done it before. I just
And
thought it
I
was
love that your
funny.
smuggling is just like in the pants. Like it's not in a bag you're
Yeah.
carrying. It's not anywhere else. It's just like that's where
She
you're
is she
smuggling.
is no she is nose she's nosy though. It's like I say on the video, I'm like she tries to catch me doing everything. Like with the gifts and stuff, and I'm like, she knows this is coming. Anything I'm carrying around is 100% gonna trigger her mind to be like, there's a ring in there. And so I was like, the only place I just happened to walk
True.
in with nothing in my hand, so there was
Hmm.
a couple spots, and unfortunately a ring box doesn't fit in your pocket too well.
It's hilarious. Yes,
Well,
that's
that's
so good. I
originally
love
why I
it.
posted it because I was like, oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Like,
It is.
what? Why would you put it there? But, and it's funny because I've seen comments and he was wearing a hat and they're like, maybe, like the top of your hat or a plastic bag, like anything else.
Right.
I thought that was the funniest part, but
Yes.
especially, yeah, like I just post everything on TikTok and I especially wanted, people to see like, well, really at the time it's like my friends that support me on TikTok the most, so
Right.
I wanted them
Hmm.
to see like his truest form and like Brayden's actually really hilarious, even though I make fun of him that he's not, but he actually is. And obviously the video did well because other people think so too, so it
Oh
was
yeah,
funny.
for
Then
sure.
she's
I
up. Then
know.
she's updating me on this video, and she's like, "Oh, we're at this number." I'm like, I can't believe this many people, like random people, have just seen me acting like a complete fool on a video.
Yeah, I love it though. And like you said, it just totally seems like your truest self and you're just so genuine. And I love also the part where you start shaking and it
Oh,
starts
Oh
getting a
yeah,
little emotional for you, right? Just holding the ring there like looking like this is my forever ring that my wife is going to be wearing.
I was shaking probably because of the money I just spent on that ring, and then also
Yeah.
the amount of years I had. Yeah, like basically all the years we've been together, it was definitely like a I don't know, it's like a just a moment for a second. You're like, geez, this is like actually happening. I'm sure every man goes through that too. That's like a second where you're like holding it, and you're like, oh shit, this is like about to be forever. Not that you don't want it to be, but it's just yeah, it's a lot going on for sure. And
Mhm.
yeah, it was definitely genuine shaking. I was like,
Oh
I don't want to
yeah.
drop this or ruin this in any
Oh
way either because I've loved it so much.
mhm. Totally. I know it's so gorgeous. Can we see the ring, Alexis? Do you have
yes.
it on? Oh,
I
it's so gorgeous. And I love the band that you chose for it too.
yeah.
So sparkly and like so unique. It's
Thank
really
you.
cool. Yeah.
Yes, I try to just kind of like do things unique to me. I love jewelry. I've always loved gold. And my original go-to is probably like a radiant cut. And then I started seeing like some women, get that more and then a marquee and then because Selena Gomez that was becoming more popular and I came across this cut and I was like that's so unique and I love sharp edges if that makes any sense and I'm an engineer so it kind of like gives a little bit of engineer because it's like a shape and geometry. And I just wanted something like unique to me. And I'm definitely grateful Brayden made that happen. He did really well.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, great job. I love it so much. Okay, so let's move on to your proposal. Tell us how all that went down as far as like the location and what you said and how you remember that day.
Yeah, so
You know,
I'll say some details because he's gonna probably forget it and they are important.
Okay.
The thing is, so I put him in contact with a jeweler and she told me like, "Oh yeah, we'll get it in like 3 weeks." So I unfortunately had a timeline in my head and I was like, "My ring's getting delivered in 3 weeks." Well, it ended up taking longer and I was under the impression it was coming on a certain day. So when everyone started acting weird, I was thinking like maybe we're having like a pre-wedding celebration, not a proposal.
Mm-hmm.
But that's kind of like the background of that, but I'll let him get into his thoughts.
Okay.
yeah, the ring got delayed, or I say delayed. It, I guess I didn't read the, I didn't read the drop off date right. Let's put it that way. So I started panicking a little bit. But I basically there was a lot of communication between me and the ring person, but she did a wonderful job getting me the ring earlier than we were supposed to get it. And so I basically we were very open about when this possibly could happen. So I was like, I'll be honest with you, like I don't have the ring, like, this is probably gonna happen sometime like then. I already had the ring in my hand, like I already had it at the house.
Oh,
But
I
or her
like
mom had
this.
it at she had it at her house basically. But I was going full sales pitch in terms of like, hey, yeah, I don't have it. This is gonna probably be happening in a couple weeks, and so she was actually pissed off, like pretty mad.
Oh no.
So we honestly had like kind of an argument about like, how do you not have this done yet? And I was like, I'm just taking it on the chin, right? Because I'm like, I have it. It's
Right.
here,
Yeah. Yeah.
whatever. So, but we had been playing. We looked at a few venues before that, or not venues, but like some spots in downtown Houston, and then we eventually came to, like, I can't remember the name now of the place that we ended up going to.
Flawless.
Oh yeah, Lawless. It's basically a second story balcony. It's a bar, but it's a balcony bar that overlooks it's in the middle of downtown Houston, so it's just a pretty view of all the big buildings and stuff like that. So we actually didn't get to even go see the building. Like it wasn't open when we called them. Like we basically said, hey, can we do this here? It's a pretty beautiful view. We really want to do it here. They're like, yeah, set up all the catering or basically the food and drinks stuff we could do. And then I'd never seen the spot though or stepped in the spot. So the whole day leading up to it, in the back of my head, I'm like, I don't know like what the hell I'm about to like even walk into, like in terms of like navigating through this place because I've never been there. And so all day, I think I cleaned the house like 3 times. Like it's probably the cleanest our house has ever been because
That's
I was so
hilarious.
antsy. I was so antsy and just like I could not keep it together. So she's like, you're like, she didn't say I was cleaning a lot, but she was hinting like you're doing a lot right now, and I'm like, yeah, I don't know, I made up some probably bullshit excuse at the time, but anyways, but when we got there, one of her best friend's husbands, Nick, basically he had the ring in his pocket. We were walking down the street to the actual spot, and I let them kind of get ahead, her and her girlfriend Paige, and then he kind of fell back with me, and he did the kind of quick ring handoff behind the back to me, walked inside, and then she kind of started asking questions like where the hell are we kind of thing, because it's definitely just like a random building. And yeah, but once we got upstairs, you had to walk up these kind of spiral stairs, get to the top, and I'm like, I don't know where I'm going. Like this is kind of like
Because you'd never been in the building. Yeah.
seen this space before, and it's like kind of a little bit of a maze. And then also I didn't know like her mom and my mom had like set up all these like pictures of us like from being like in 16
Oh,
years old all the way up to current day.
I love that.
So she started walking like towards behind the bar, and that's like where all of our family was hidden. She was like about to walk
Oh
straight
no.
into everybody, and I'm like,
Of course.
of course. And so her girlfriend Paige like grabs me and is like, hey, pull her this way, and I'm like, okay. So I grab her, and finally I see like the whole flowers set up and everything. So yeah, I finally made it out to the patio though. It kind of dragged her out there, and then she finally realized like, oh, this shit's happening.
Yeah. Oh.
And then Yeah, I don't know if you want me to go into what I said. I kind of remember, but it's not probably super accurate.
It's up to you if you guys want to share or not. But yeah, the whole
But yeah,
setup just looked so gorgeous that you did with all the flowers and like the backdrop and the view and everything. So great
her
job on
mom,
that.
her mom and my mom definitely deserve a lot of credit. They helped me out with the whole design piece, setup piece, right? That's like I leave it to the women to do the making it look pretty. I'm not like a very good designer. I'll be honest with you. So I kind of let them. Her mom
That's
did a lot with the
great.
flowers, stuff like that. My mom did a lot with setting up food, catering, bar, kind of the whole setup thing. So they deserve probably more than I do with all that. But yeah, it was they laid it out pretty though for us for sure. It ended up looking really good.
Yeah. So, Alexis, at what point were you like, okay, this is happening? Did you, was it before or after you saw the whole setup?
It was definitely like when I stood and like saw a picture of us.
Yeah.
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 So my like I mentioned, I was thinking like people are being weird, but it's not proposal day. Like it has to
Yeah.
be just a because my best friend, how she wanted to put it out there was, hey, let's go grab dinner, her husband and her, and then us two, as like a pre-celebration for your wedding. And I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. Like, why wouldn't we do that? And
Yeah.
it was really when she was so on top of everything because she is like Brayden but a female. She is type
That's
B,
hilarious.
does not plan anything. And she's like, I'm gonna pick you up at this time. This is what I'm wearing. She sent me a picture of what she was wearing. She was like so on top of it, and I was like,
Oh,
okay. So we're all dressed up, whatever. We get in the car, and I can tell my best friend's like nervous and antsy too. Like it's written all over her face.
yeah.
But that still didn't ruin it for me. Before then, I noticed like everybody's locations were going off. Like
Oh,
Yes,
all of my friends, all of
my
my
God.
family, but my sister-in-law's was the only one that was not off. And so I saw that I was approaching her location, so I was like, okay, this is like a wedding celebration or something. Because we were having a very intimate elopement, like we were not going to have any friends there, so I figured that was going
right.
to be something we did. And so they mentioned we were doing dinner, but the way this place was structured, it was like an old library, so it was not giving restaurant. So I was very confused where we were as we were going up these stairs. And then it's like when you walk in, it's like a really long table, and there was a lot of pictures of us, like Brayden mentioned.
Oh, yeah.
And one of the biggest pictures that stood out to me was a picture of him and I from high school. I was a cheerleader and he was a football player, and there's like an
Oh,
in action picture of us kissing that's like very popular, just like within our story. And I noticed that. And then my best friend kind of like took, my purse and
yeah.
stuff, and I was like, oh, this is like it. So then I just kind of start like trembling at that point, and I'm like, I don't even know what to do. I don't know how to act. Um,
Yeah.
The best part is that she doesn't even know that. Well, she probably, I don't know if I told you or not, but like her girlfriend's husband Nick showed up. Like we were damn near matching like shirts, and I was like, we were like ready to go.
That's
And
so
Paige
good.
like Paige like panicked. Like she was like, y'all cannot wear the same thing. So she's like going up in my closet while Alexa's getting ready and like trying to find him a shirt, and I'm like, oh my God, like she just was. I'm like,
yeah, I
it's
was
gonna
like, it's
blow
just
up.
dinner. Like, it's fine if they
Right.
match.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And she was
Lex is
like,
like,
no.
just let them match, and I'm like, oh, I'm like, she's gonna catch on now. I'm like,
Right.
I did think it was
Oh,
odd,
that's
but that
good.
just wasn't the factor that gave it away. It truly was when I was like there in the moment, which it worked out perfectly because that's really what you want to happen.
Yeah.
But anything after that, like I couldn't even get to the specifics of what we said because I think we both kind of blacked out.
Yeah,
Um,
totally.
but it was perfect. Like it was, like he mentioned, a bar, but with a balcony. So like our family was able to watch us through a glass window, a really big glass window. So they were there without being in our moment, which I really liked.
Yeah,
And it
that's
was like a
great.
dark window, so I couldn't see them. Like it still very much felt like it was just us two. So yeah, and then, I noticed the photographer and he was capturing all of those things. And, it was just kind of like a really special, oh, this is like, I just couldn't believe that this, like, I was getting engaged to.
Oh, yay.
It's just, I'm the
Oh,
oldest, I'm the only girl. Like, This was not something I've been a part of. When my best friend got engaged, she was out of the country. So I've never been this close to engagement, let alone it be me. So it was a lot to take in.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Worth the wait. I mean, he's
Yes.
a great
Yes.
job with everything. So,
Yeah.
oh, so
There's a little
beautiful.
snippet of my engagement video, and you can see me kind of like look down at the box because I'm just like, oh, because I have obviously never
Yeah.
seen it. And I was like, oh my
Yeah.
gosh, it's perfect.
It's so good.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
so good.
And then, so you had your dress and everything all ready to go, everything already planned for Vegas. And then you said like a week and a half or 2 weeks later, you guys jet set out there, just the two of you, right?
It's a really crazy story, but it's just because of our journey and how much communication we've had within our relationship of like, this was going to happen.
Yeah.
So I went to a wedding dress sample sale and I ended up finding two dresses that I really loved. And that was in the end of February. So it's crazy to think about because I was not even engaged, nothing. So
Mm-hmm.
I got this dress and then I got the approval from Brayden, like, yeah, it's for sure happening. Don't worry about engagement. Like, obviously, that's something for him to handle. And yeah, I booked the venue, I booked the photographer, did my hairstylist, I did my own makeup, so I didn't have to worry about that. And yeah, everything was done, and I was just waiting to get proposed to. And we got engaged on a Saturday, and we got married that next Thursday.
Oh my gosh, so less than a week.
Yeah,
Wow, that's
yeah,
incredible. Oh my
it was very
gosh.
close.
So tell us
I would
more.
highly recommend people to take away the waiting process. Just don't even,
Yeah.
just
Oh,
do
that's
it the week before.
good. I love it. I love it. You guys were just like getting it done.
It's the
Um,
craziest story, really. It's
oh
so
yeah.
untraditional. We're very aware, yeah. But our
It's
whole
so
relationship
fun.
is not traditional, so we figured like it matches our story, our vibe. So
Mm-hmm.
it's the only way to go about it.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
tell me how you chose this venue in Vegas and what was the vibe?
Yeah, so it's called Chapel of the Flowers, specifically the Glass Gardens. And I chose it because I wanted Vegas vibes, but nothing too too Vegas, where it was like so
Right.
tiny, 5 minute ceremony. Like I still wanted a little bit of an intimate moment. So I found this venue and it seats 88 people. So it's a decent size and it's so beautiful inside. So it was, able to give me my little like fairy moment. And it was very easy. Like I really didn't dig too much. I'm like a very type A person and I'm normally very, very picky, but I think I was just so ready to be a wife that I was okay with any and everything. So as long as we both loved it and, we signed off on it, we picked it. So I chose the venue and it really wasn't much else to it. And we had a wedding consultation like in mid March or so. Mind you, we weren't engaged, so that was a
Mm-hmm.
crazy video call.
Yeah.
Because she's, just trying to get to know us, asking us when we got engaged, and we have to be like, well, we're actually not yet.
Yeah.
Um,
That's
but it
becoming
was
more
very,
common though. So,
yeah, and
I've
I
heard a lot
feel
of couples
like
doing that lately.
right. And I've actually heard that we're kind of inspiring some of our friends and like family friends more with what we chose to do with what they want to do. They just
Mhm.
kind of, I think, have felt off of our energy, how just stress free we are and how we're already husband and wife. And, that's really it. And we're still doing a bachelor and bachelorette trip. Like, it doesn't have to just end at the
That's
wedding
fun.
like normal. So
Hmm.
yeah, that's how the venue was. It really wasn't
Yeah.
too difficult. So I really loved the process of that. It was super seamless.
That's really cool. I love that you guys are just doing all of it in your own way and doing it in your own order that you want to do it in. And yeah, so you have more wedding celebrations coming up too, right? You said you have
Yeah.
your bachelor and bachelorette parties. Are you guys traveling to other cities for those or staying in Houston?
I'm
Yes,
gonna go.
I've decided to go
You
back
go.
to Vegas. I don't know
Oh,
what Braden's decided.
fun.
Yeah.
We're going. Yeah, I'm actually supposed to have a meeting with my two of my best friends growing up to decide. I think we're gonna lean probably towards Cabo, but
Oh,
it's a
fun.
guys trip. It's a guys trip, of course. So there's zero organization. It's just show up
Yeah.
and. with some clothes.
And yeah, it'll happen. That's
Yeah, I
good.
Yeah,
think
that's
we're
about
at
it.
a time in our life where we've been going to so many weddings. We're still going to a lot of weddings, and we just, I think throughout all that time I've realized that's not really what something we wanted to do and stress ourselves out for. I love that for everyone else that has like the time, patience, and money for it. But I think our priorities were just like outside of a wedding day. So I just definitely recommend it. We were still able to have like our moment. It just wasn't the typical extravagant day, if that makes sense.
Yeah, totally. Are you guys planning on doing anything with family like in Houston, or you're like elopement was it and now bachelorette parties and we're good?
Yeah, I think we've battled with it because
Mm-hmm.
we want to celebrate with everyone else, but I think we've really decided like, that was it. That was our moment. And
Yeah.
that's all we want. We don't really want to drag it anymore. Like, the Bachelor Bachelorette is more to like celebrate with our closest friends that, are really in the day in and day out of our relationship. We go to dinners with them, we do all kinds of things with them. And that's really more what that's for. But we don't want to spend like money or any more like anxiety or pressure to, because we have a lot of support around us, and it would be like a crazy huge thing, and that's exactly what we
Right.
didn't want.
Yeah, totally. And like you guys had your family there for your proposal too. So that was kind of like your family moment that you had in a way too.
Yeah, and
So,
I got to invite some of her friends and like pretty much all my really good buddies. So like they were able to kind of experience that moment with us. It wasn't the wedding day, of course, but
right.
it's still a fun time to have them at that. So that was, we got to celebrate. Like I mean, went through the proposal, whatever, had the open bar at the place we did it, and then we went and got a section after and like went to the club and partied with all of our good like really close friends. So it was like we ended up having like a super good night. Probably something we probably would have done on like a wedding day. Honestly, it was kind of just a little out of
Yeah.
order, but it was still super fun though.
Yeah, I love that you guys are just like breaking all the rules with this
We
and
really
just
are.
doing it your own right. Like, I love that though, because it's something different. And I think it's also just like a story that people gravitate to as well, because it is so different. And also something that, family and friends appreciate too. It's like they got to show up at your proposal and be there for you. And then, you guys got married on your own. And that special intimate moment between the two of you guys. So it's so good. I
Like,
love what you guys are doing.
Yeah,
it was
I
like,
What
I've
yeah,
seen lots of like TikTok just has everything. I've seen lots of
right.
women actually like mid breakdown, and they're like, this wedding
Mhm.
is stressing me out. And I have definitely pocketed that and been like, okay, I don't want to feel like that, which I'm
Yeah.
sure was completely worth it for them in the end. But I have a lot of anxiety. Sometimes Brayden gets anxiety, and we just didn't want something that was going to obviously trigger it. And, especially for like a time in your life that's supposed to be so positive, like, why would you do that to yourself? So it was just not something for us personally. And I think people are definitely intrigued by it because maybe they have their own reasons why they feel like they have to have a wedding, but they really want to do what we did. And I would just encourage them to like stand their ground on that. Like, I am the only daughter, I'm the oldest daughter. And I, had second thoughts like maybe I need to have that day for my family because of that. And luckily, like my mom was so supportive of just me doing what I wanted to do. And I'm glad I went that route because this is what I wanted to do. And I couldn't be happier just being stress free.
yeah, and
That's great
I, I,
advice. Yeah.
I think like Lex mentioned as well, like we still like if there's no shade to like a big wedding. Like I love going to big weddings; they're fun. They're amazing. Like if you want to do that, like I totally condone that. Like the weddings I've been to have been great, and they've all been huge. Yeah, I mean it's just like there is that outside pressure. I think because I had the same thing. Like we had a conversation around it. You have like especially if you have like a lot of friends and family that you're connected with. It's like there is this kind of pressure of like should we have this celebration of life with them? Like, do we need to involve everybody? Like, I kind of battled with that a little bit at the very beginning was, do I need to have all these families I've grown up with my entire life, at this big day? But I mean, at the end of the day, like, if they're that close to you, they'll completely understand, like, why you're doing what you're doing. And if that's something that you want to do, it's your day, obviously. that's probably why they've been around in your life for so long, that they're okay with it. That was kind of the conclusion we ended up coming to, was like, they're gonna love us regardless of this or not. So, might as well do what we want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's
love that outlook on it. And yeah, I always ask couples that come on the show, what's your advice? And that is such great advice, doing what you guys want to do, which is great. Brayden, I wanted to go back to the ceremony that you guys had when
Mm-hmm.
you got married. Did you cry? Because I know you said that in your ring video. You were like, I feel like I'm going to cry now, but I'm going to save that for the special moment. Did it happen?
I cried, yeah. I cried
Oh,
probably more than she did, actually, which is crazy because that's usually opposite. What I got a lot out, I got more out when we were reading our vows personally together. That
hmm.
was what I got most of my tears out behind closed doors. Because I'm weird about crying in front of people. I don't know why, but it's
Yeah.
just, I'm weird about it. But yeah, she got me. She got me good though, because we were, going through the ceremony. Going through basically just the normal process, getting married. And then at the end, we were just doing they're not what, they're vows, but not the personal vows. And so, but at the end, she had like a personal, like, vow to, like, to Bella, or Arabella. And then that one, like, broke me in half.
Wow.
So then, of course, I'm standing there like,
Precious. Yeah.
and then, yeah, so she got me the good though, for sure. So I definitely cried.
definitely cried. He definitely.
Yeah. That's so sweet. Oh, I
Yeah,
love
it
it.
was it was a lot. It was a lot. That whole day was we were exhausted after. I was like, for us not having a big wedding, this is still like
Hmm.
emotionally taxing, just for how much stuff, like, just all the things that are happening and moving parts. I can't even imagine. I give condolences to people that do these huge weddings, because I'm like, I was so tired after a small one. I'm like, the fact that you
Hmm.
can do a big one and make it, you're a trooper. Like, that's
Yeah.
beyond what I could do.
Hmm. For
Yeah.
sure.
I think we were just so shook and like, oh my gosh, all those years, like, and we're here. It was
Yeah.
insane. It felt like it was like a theater musical or something, and we were just dressed up for the part. It was just like, no
Oh,
way we're doing this actually.
yeah.
And it's something you committed to, and like, I have pressured him for the last year, really, the most. And it's like you begged for this, and you're in the moment, and you're like, oh, wait, this is kind of nerve wracking.
She didn't know she
Yeah.
wanted it anymore. She was like, I don't know if I want to do this.
No,
Oh
I
my
didn't.
gosh.
But it's very nerve wracking. So, and I think honestly, another big reason why we eloped the way we did is because, again, we're such anxious people, and like all those eyes on us and our very vulnerable state sounded very scary. And I was like, I'm down for my mom to just be there.
Hmm.
The rest is fine.
Yeah. I love that. It's so sweet. It's so good. Thank you guys so much for sharing your story today. It's like so special. And I think people are really going to enjoy just hearing what you guys are all about and just like how you guys did it your way, which is so cool. Do you guys have any last words or like, where can we find you guys online?
Yeah, all of my social medias are Alexis Stringer, my new name. Yeah, I'm mainly on TikTok and Instagram, and
I don't have TikTok. I stay off TikTok. I
Yeah.
you
have an
can find me on
Instagram. It's
my
just,
page.
Yeah, that's true.
I've got
That's so
Instagram. I mean,
good.
I'm on other platforms, but yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, I don't know. In terms of advice, I guess, Alexa, if you want to go first, you can. I guess I'll
Yeah.
let you go.
I think our biggest takeaway from our story is just like doing what you want to do, regardless of the approval around you. What's most important is the partner you're choosing forever, and you guys having that moment, whether it's a big wedding or a small one, and just making sure that as long as you two are on board, like that's really all that matters. Um,
Hmm.
and being stress free during this, like, really positive, huge new chapter in your life, I couldn't recommend it enough. So.
Yeah,
I'll,
definitely.
I'll, I guess the message is to the soon-to-be wives. Be patient with your guy. It's gonna happen. I promise. It's just the extra pressure is tough sometimes, but it will work. It will work out in the end of the day. there's a lot of moving parts, and you got to imagine in a guy's brain at that time in his life, like there's a lot of stuff going on. So patience is key. If it works out, it's going to work out at the end of the day. If it's God's plan of how everything's going to fall in place. But yeah, I mean, and I'll hit back on what Lex said. Just, yeah, I mean, do what you want to do at the end of the day. I know weddings have been traditional for thousands of years of bringing two individuals together forever. But I mean, to start off on a happy note and doing exactly what you want to do, I think is the most healthy thing in a relationship. Me and her have been through so many ups and downs. It was so relieving to kind of get through that stressful part of our life, not being stressed for once in our life.
Yeah.
So yeah, do what you want to do. I mean, that's the message I would say at the end of the day. It's just enjoy that moment for sure. It's your one time you get to do it. Hopefully,
Yeah.
Yeah. You
and
don't want to
so
start
yeah,
it off hating each other, so just do what
Right.
each other want to do.
Yeah.
The only thing that matters is you two.
I know, you're right. Weddings can cause so much stress and anxiety and everything, and you want to put your best foot forward just in that moment that you're marrying your significant other. So,
Right.
such good thoughts. Thank you guys so much for sharing your advice and sharing your story. This was so great. I can't wait to share this episode with everybody. So, we'll put everything in the show notes, the link to the video, the link to Alexis's TikTok and Instagram. So, thank you guys for coming on today.
thank
Thank
you for having
you.
us.
Yeah. All right. Bye, guys. There you have it. Another episode of the Wedding Reporter podcast. To see those gorgeous wedding and engagement photos, head over to NashvilleBrideGuide.com for more behind the scenes content. And if you like this episode, I would so appreciate it if you would rate and subscribe the show. See you next time for another great episode.